Okay, I had to record this in kind of like real time because I did not want to forget. Okay, Paramount Plus, y'all are doing the damn thing. Funky Dineva really hyped up the Real World Homecoming, LA, and so I watched the first episode, and Funky Dineva was right. This is how reality. This is the way reality TV should be heading. Like, give us the backstories, bring people together and have some real conversations. No more of this forced interactions. I want to hear people really talking. Um, but the reason I was afraid to watch it, well, the first season I didn't really get into. It didn't hook me, even though I love that cast. And that cast is always stuck in my mind. I'm really ready. I'm waiting for the reunion of the Seattle cast, but I doubt that'll happen. I think there were two. I think two people have passed away from that cast. Um, but I've always wanted to see that cast reunite and hash it out. The slap heard around the world. Um, she said, "I'm gonna do you a favor right now. I mean, you're gay." Wham! That was just I I still have those moments in real world pop culture history are just some of the things that just really form my view of the world and like how to handle things and like those conversations I remember having. And it was a really interesting era of TV, especially like I was an MTV junkie. And if it didn't come on MTV, or if it, MTV was my window to the world. Like everything started for me on MTV. My love of music and fashion, and my lifelong obsession with anything that has to do with alternative life. Period. It started with MTV. MTV is why I'm gay. That's what I'm just gonna say. But Paramount Plus is really bringing the programming with this second go round and of reality TV stars. And this second episode of the Real World Reunion is so heartbreaking. It's so um, raw and real. It's Tammy Roman in there's a few people on Earth who are just master communicators who just you can't mistake what they're thinking or feeling, even if they are like what she's saying in that moment, what she's feeling, and it shows on her face and it reads in her body. And it's she is like the Meryl Streep of reality TV stars. But the moments that are happening in just these first two episodes, but in the second episode specifically with David and this, it's so relatable. And I think it's so important in this climate we're in of racial justice and a reckoning with, really just having more conversations about relationships to, you know, um, safety and black men in public spaces and relationships to the criminal justice system and relationships to stereotypes and relationships to comedy and what's funny and what's not funny. And um I mean, I definitely started off this episode not feeling a lot of sympathy for anybody in the situation. I'm pissed that it doesn't seem like in the first episode there is any sense that David has had really suffered a more concrete, literal repercussion for what at the time was immature and silly. And um, definitely had two sides or several sides. His side seemed to be completely, you know, disappeared, and he received less than sympathy or empathy. Uh, but at the same time, you know, we're in an era of protect black women and understanding how and a greater cultural narrative has prevented a lot of women from keeping themselves out of situations like that, and explaining and being heard once they found themselves in certain situations that are, you know, that are more predatory or dangerous. This episode is a real roller coaster. I mean, I really, when it was over, I wanted to go chain smoke and sip some wine like Tammy was, because I just could not pull it together. And every time I thought that there was, you know, some resolution, that the angle would go a different way of how the situation was really affecting people. And I think it shows a lot about maturity. It's something we don't talk about in a lot of reality shows, because either they're focused on people who are very young or very privileged. And you tend to only get this type of palpable, you know, tension in real situations. And this is a real situation happening in real time, real healing. This is like Ayanna Van Zant level. Like, he'll, you know, fix my life, real time confrontation going on. And it is important to see. In a lot of ways, I felt at first I was very irritated also with David, because as a black man myself, you know, I think a lot of men, period, can understand what it's like to be in a situation where it's just like, you're just wrong, shut up. And it's not teaching men anything, and that's why things don't seem to ever get better with a lot of men. Like, they just get left to their own devices, and then they go to their yes men, and they're guys who agree with them, and um, they use that, and they sort of flip in circles until they just sort of disappear. Um, but by the end of it, you could clearly see that it was acknowledged that David could 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 be open enough to accept the transfer of energy that was happening. Whereas every time I record, it's like sirens, helicopters. Anyways, but yeah. But what really prompted me to get on and record this, like stop a program mid like segue and just get on here. I just decided to like stay on Paramount Plus, and Queen of the Universe has dropped today or yesterday. And I don't know why I wasn't really enthusiastic about this. Um, I'm kind of over reality singing competitions and talent competitions. But in the first two acts, I can really understand why this is so much more important. Um, Fabulousness has disappeared from singing. You know what? I just realized just how watered down television production singing has become, that there was a point where fabulous voices given like TV production level personas were only like sometimes on those reality show competition singing competition shows like The Voice and so forth, and American Idol. Every once in a while you get like a singer who really understands what it's like to be on TV and give a charismatic live vocal. Um, of course, drag queens that sing would be giving that. And maybe that's where that has gone to live. I mean, I am a person who loves pop, and I mean pop. I mean the type of pop that a 60-year-old granddad is tapping his foot to, like My Sharona or Neil Diamond. I love songs that bring us all together, and I just love the magic of that and the optimism of it and the power of it. But there's so many performances that have happened over the past 30 years, I would say, that just don't feel like great for TV watching, or it doesn't make me feel like I'm going to go buy a ticket to that. Um, I think it even started with Adele, and the Oprah produced Adele special. It just seems like fabulousness is coming back. When I was a kid, there were these specials done with Dionne Warwick, Patti LaBelle, Gladys Knight, and I want to say Aretha Franklin, but I feel like it wasn't because Aretha Franklin and Patti LaBelle have a rivalry. But it came on every year, and it was just this fabulous television concert special, and there was gowns and witty banter and just knockdown, drag out vocal performances, and it just seems like that had died. Um, and I didn't think I missed it until I saw the first two singers on Queen of the Universe. And I'm really excited to see the other performers because these people are singing. They are playing with their voices. They are dynamic. They are working the stage. They are showing themselves to be like performers. And that is missing greatly. And I'm here for this. So that's what made me want to stop and record this really fast, and I'm gonna go back. I'm just on the third performer, Cheyenne, who's from Chicago, and this not so great gown, but I just know the vocals are about to send me. I'm very excited for this show now. So, anyways, I will get back to you with a part two after I've watched the full show.